Okay, so imagine you're a diehard Buffalo Bills fan. You've waited years for this, a brand new stadium, the excitement of opening day, and finally, you're sitting in your fancy new seats. But when you look up, you can barely see the field. Half the view is blocked by a pole, or a speaker, or some random structural beam. How would you feel? Furious? Betrayed? That's exactly what's happening right now with a small group of PSL holders at Highmark Stadium. And the Bills' response? They're handling it case by case. Let me unpack why this situation is way more interesting, and way more complicated, than it seems on the surface. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room. When you spend thousands on a personal seat license, you expect a certain level of access. You're not just buying a seat, you're buying an experience. But here's the twist. The Bills used a virtual venue model to show fans what their sightlines would look like. So technically, they did their due diligence, right? They gave people a digital preview. But here's the problem. Virtual not equal to reality. Anyone who's ever bought a seat online based on a color-coded map knows there's a leap of faith involved. And when that faith is broken, fans feel ripped off. Which makes me wonder, is the team at fault? Or is this a symptom of modern stadium design prioritizing flashy tech over basic human experience? Now, the Bills say they've heard from less than 1% of PSL holders. Let's break that down. There are over 17,000 PSL accounts, so even 1% is 170 people. But maybe 170 isn't a huge number? Except, human psychology tells us that unhappy customers are way more likely to complain than satisfied ones. So if only 1% are vocal, how many more are silently fuming? And does a case-by-case solution even work long-term? Because here's the thing, when you're a multi-billion-dollar franchise, you can't just wing it with complaints. You need a scalable plan. Otherwise, you risk turning this into a PR nightmare where every fix feels like an admission of guilt. Oh, and there's that infamous photo everyone's sharing, the one where the fan's view is completely blocked. But wait, that seat isn't even for sale during football games. It's reserved for concerts. So technically, it's a non-issue, except it's not. Because when people see that image, they don't think, oh, that's a concert seat. They think, the stadium's a scam. That's the problem with optics. Perception becomes reality. And even if the team is in the right, they're still fighting an uphill battle for trust. Which makes me wonder, should they have proactively addressed these edge cases before opening day? Or is this just the cost of doing business in the modern NFL? Let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about the Bills. It's about a bigger trend in sports and entertainment, the push for multi-use venues. Stadiums today aren't just for football. They're event spaces for concerts, soccer matches, even graduation ceremonies. But when you design for everyone, you risk compromising the core experience. And for season ticket holders paying premium prices, that's a raw deal. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of a personal seat license if your personal seat doesn't guarantee a view? This raises a deeper question. Are we entering an era where elite fans get VIP treatment, while everyone else gets the leftovers? And if so, is that sustainable? Personally, I think the Bills are handling this as well as can be expected, but that doesn't mean they're off the hook. Because here's the real takeaway. Fan loyalty isn't infinite. If you nickel and dime your base with obstructed seats, hidden fees, and half-baked solutions, eventually they'll stop buying. And once that trust is gone, it's nearly impossible to rebuild. So what's the lesson here? Maybe it's that technology like virtual venue previews is only as good as the ethics behind it. Or maybe it's a reminder that in sports, the fans aren't just customers, they're the lifeblood. And if you forget that, even a case-by-case fix won't save you. What do you think? Would you accept a seat with a blocked view if you paid top dollar? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the business of sports.